I had intended to do a little bit of actual shooting in the field and stuff for the vlog this time, but unfortunately, I developed a late summer flu right about the time I meant to go out, and so therefore I decided to show you guys a little bit of a preset I came up with and what it does with portrait photo. And what it is it's my adaptation of the teal and orange thing that's so popular in Hollywood these days. And I like it a little downplayed, so it's really subtle compared to what you see in a lot of movies. But let's show you what it's like. So I got my photo, this portrait in Lightroom, and I go over to where I have down here at the bottom the user presets, and I find in here subtle Teal and Orange portrait. Hit that, and it makes a few changes. Okay, now this is not the final, this is just a starting point. And so I think perhaps the contrast is a little low. I'll bump that back up to 0. And let's see, let's check what our white point is. And we got a little pure white in there, that's good. How about our blacks? We need some pure blacks, there we go. And overall, I'm liking that. There might be a little vignette from the lens in there that I don't like. Let's see about that. Yeah, there's a little bit of vignette that I didn't like. And now we'll jump over into Photoshop. So right click, edit in, and then Photoshop. Lovely waiting. Then I make it fit the screen, close the little color, nick window there. It always annoys me. So I downloaded an action from Shark Pixel, and it is a good starting point for portrait retouching. So go in here and run that. It is called, oops. It's called Portrait in a Pinch. There it is. Hit play, and it's a fairly long action, so it takes longer than most of the ones I've messed with. Let this run for a second. And one of the things this does is it does the frequency separation method of skin retouching that people talk about so much these days. And I usually fine-tune the mask. It automatically masks skin, but I find it usually doesn't do as good a job as I'd like. Like, it thinks this area over here in the sky is skin. Not that that really matters in this picture. It's all like lens flare soft stuff, so it probably doesn't affect anything. But just to be sure, I come in here and select the mask and do edit, fill, and fill with black, and then select a white brush and paint her skin in. Oops. And it's initially set my pad to select brush size. Increase the brush size. Don't want to take this to take forever. And paint in her skin here. Now this difference is pretty subtle. It's one of the things that's nice about frequency separation versus some other methods for skin softening is it's subtle. It doesn't overpower it compared to some of the other methods, and you have a lot of control of how much texture you want in the picture and that kind of thing. Usually try to avoid painting over when you're masking this back in any of the lines that need to be there in someone's skin, like the edge of their nose and that kind of thing, because it'll soften that as well, and you're actually kind of losing detail then, which you don't typically want to do. In fact, this effect is subtle enough, I'm not sure if you're even seeing it on the video camera there. If I closed you in closer, it would have an impact. Okay, and then we'll go up here to the eyes whitening layer. This makes sure the whites of the eyes are nice, and it helps get rid of bloodshot eyes and that kind of thing. And this is also a very subtle method to do it. It pretty much maintains the tone of the eyes, just perhaps gets rid of the bloodshot. It doesn't alter them beyond that. Some other methods I messed with actually would tend to make them a lot lighter, which could damage the look of roundness to the eyes. And then there's a layer here for enhancing the blue-green of the iris, or there's also brown hazel. And I usually tone this down quite a bit because it's too much for me at first. To me, that looks a little bit over the top, so I usually zoom back out so you get a better idea of what it really looks like in the final. And I change the opacity of the layer until it looks good. And then there's some other layers in here that you can like dodge and burn to enhance the three-dimensionality to someone's face, which tends to make them look thinner and that kind of thing. I actually don't think I need to do it in this picture. There's a layer for improving the whiteness of someone's teeth. You can't see enough of her teeth for it to be worth it in this case. And then there's a layer for enhancing the color of someone's lips, which I almost never do. I just usually leave that the way it is. And so there we have it. There's the finished product. This is the Teal and Orange, my Teal and Orange preset. If you have any questions about it, please write me. I'll be glad to answer them. And thank you. See you again later.